You're not here by accident. You felt it, the gnawing suspicion that something's wrong, a crack in the foundation of your life or the lives of men around you. You've seen them falter, bend, and break under pressures you know you'd conquer. You're different and you're ready to prove it. Welcome to Sigma Male Community, the forge where iron sharpens iron, where we strip away excuses and build men of unshakable strength. Today we're diving into the 11 things weak men do without even realizing it, habits that erode their potential, chains they don't see until they're bound. This isn't a gentle pat on the back, it's a wake-up call for the independent, the relentless, the stoic. Buckle up, truth doesn't care about your comfort. 1. The Victimhood Vortex. Weak men are architects of their own misery, crafting elaborate tales where every stumble is someone else's doing. The boss rigged the game, the market cheated them, the stars aligned against their brilliance. They wear victimhood like a crown, blind to the freedom that comes with owning their fate. It's a seductive spiral, one that keeps them small, powerless, and perpetually whining. But real power doesn't grovel, it stands tall. It knows that life storms don't dictate your course, you do. When a man takes the helm of his choices, he turns chaos into opportunity, wielding accountability like a blade to cut through excuses. The ancients understood this. A man's strength isn't measured by what happens to him, but by how he responds. A Sigma man doesn't curse the rain, he builds the ark. He knows blaming the world is just handing over his sovereignty. Weakness surrenders to circumstance, strength bends it to his will. Step out of the vortex or drown in it. 2. The comfort cult. Weak men worship at the shrine of ease, where every decision bows to the god of instant pleasure, the couch, the snack, the endless scroll. They mistake this soft prison for peace, not seeing the bars closing in with every unchallenged hour. It's a cult of cowardice, promising safety while stealing vitality. Strength, though, thrives in the fire of discomfort. It's the man who chooses the cold shower, the heavy barbell, the uncharted path, not because it's easy but because it's hard. He knows that growth demands friction, that ease is the slow death of ambition. Picture the warrior who trained in the wilderness, not the palace. His scars were his strength. A Sigma man doesn't flee the grind, he hunts it down. He rejects the cult's false gospel, trading fleeting comfort for lasting power. Weak men rot in their recliners, strong men rise from the ashes of effort. Which altar do you serve? 3. The validation vacuum. Weak men are junkies for approval, chasing every nod, like and cheer to patch the holes in their fragile souls. Their worth swings on the pendulum of others' opinions, a hollow echo they mistake for substance. They're loud in their neediness, yet silent in their core. Strength, however, is a fortress built from within. It doesn't beg for applause, it commands respect through action. The strong man calibrates his value by his own compass, his mission roaring louder than any crowd. He stands alone if he must, unshaken by the silence of strangers. The wise knew this. A man's dignity isn't borrowed, it's forged. A Sigma man doesn't fish for validation. He plants his flag and lets the world come to him. Weakness crumbles without a spotlight. Strength shines in the dark. Where do you draw your power, outside or in? 4. The truth tuck and roll. Weak men flee the arena of honesty, dodging hard talks like they're dodging bullets. They cloak silence in nobility, thinking avoidance buys peace, but it's just cowardice in disguise. Resentment brews where truth is buried. They fear the sting of confrontation more than the rot of deceit. Strength strides into the fray, voice steady, eyes clear. It speaks what must be said, not to wound, but to build. Truth is its currency, paid in courage. The strong man knows that sidestepping today's discomfort only amplifies tomorrow's chaos. Legends didn't rise by hiding, they faced the fire. A Sigma man wields truth like a sculptor's chisel, carving clarity from confusion. He'd rather risk a storm than live a lie. Weak men tuck and roll from reality, strong men stand and shape it. What's your weapon, silence or candor? 5. The rejection reflex. Weak men tremble at no, seeing it as a guillotine to their ego. They shrink from the ask, the raise, the chance, the fight, choosing the suffocating safety of the known over the wild unknown of possibility. Their lives shrink with every unasked question. Strength rewrites the script. Rejection isn't a death sentence, it's a teacher. The strong man swings for the fences, knowing each miss hones his swing. He dares because he knows the real loss isn't in hearing no, It's in never stepping up to bat. History honors the bold, not the timid. A Sigma man collects rejections like badges, each one proof of his audacity. Weakness cowers at the door of risk. Strength kicks it down. Are you playing to win or just playing not to lose? 6. The Integrity Implosion. Weak men barter their principles for scraps of peace, bending in toxic ties, soul-crushing jobs, lives that don't fit, all to avoid the lonely chill of standing firm. They trade their spine for a seat at a table not worth sitting at. It's a slow bleed, dignity leaking out with every yes they should have refused. Strength sets a line in stone, non-negotiable, unbreakable. The strong man knows his worth and guards it fiercely, walking away from what dims his fire. He'd rather starve alone than feast on compromise. The great ones died for their codes, not their comforts. A Sigma man doesn't bend for the crowd, he builds his own path. Weakness implodes under pressure, strength stands taller. What's your price, your soul or your standards? 7. The short-term sugar high. Weak men chase the quick fix, games over goals, junk over health, noise over depth, addicted to the buzz that fades to ash. They mortgage their future for a fleeting hit, blind to the empire they could build. It's a sugar high that crashes hard. Strength plays the long game, fierce and patient. The strong man denies the cheap thrill, stacking bricks of discipline for a fortress of mastery. He knows the sweetest victories are slow-cooked, earned through sweat and time. Think of the minds that shaped the world, they didn't chase shadows. A Sigma man plants seeds today for harvest tomorrow. Weakness burns out fast, strength burns eternal. What's your fuel, flame or flicker? 8. The emotional hijacking. Weak men are slaves to their whims, anger flares, despair sinks, joy blinds, all pulling strings they don't see. A spilled coffee ruins their day, a frown ignites their fury. They're adrift, not alive. Strength masters the storm within. The strong man feels it all, rage, sorrow, thrill, but he holds the reins, choosing his moves with cold precision. He turns passion into fuel, not wildfire, steering through chaos with a steady hand. The old masters taught control, not suppression. A Sigma man doesn't ride the waves, he charts the course. Weakness drowns in its own tides, strength sails above. Who's your captain, you or your moods? 9. The struggle surrender. Weak men cheer the fight until it bruises, they love the hype but hate the hurt. Diets die, dreams fade, weights gather dust when the shine wears off and the real work looms. They're sprinters who quit at the hill. Strength digs in when it gets ugly. The strong man sees struggle as the forge, not the foe. Each blow shapes him, each strain builds him. He knows the crown comes from the climb, not the crest. Icons were carved by adversity, not ease. A Sigma man doesn't run from the dark, he wrestles it into dawn. Weakness surrenders to the grind, strength is born in it. Will you break or break through? 10. The Self-Deception Doctrine. Weak men weave fables to sleep easy, not yet, too late, good enough. Pretty lies that lock them in cages of their own making. They confuse breathing with thriving, kidding themselves into chains. It's a doctrine of delusion. Strength stares down the mirror, unflinching. The strong man cuts through his own bullshit, mapping the gap between now and greatness with ruthless clarity. He hunts truth, not comfort, knowing self-honesty is the sharpest tool in his arsenal. The ancients prized the unvarnished gaze. Denial was their enemy. A Sigma man doesn't swallow his own stories, he writes his own ending. Weakness hides in fairy tales, strength lives in reality. What's your gospel, excuses or action? 11. The Stagnation Seduction. Weak men settle into fine, coasting through days that blur into years, thinking steady is safe. They stop climbing, learning, daring, living statues petrified by their own inertia. It's a siren song that kills quietly. Strength rejects the lull. Life is growth or death, no middle ground. The strong man moves always, sharpening his mind, testing his limits, chasing the next peak. He knows stagnation isn't peace, it's surrender in slow motion. The titans of old never rested, they evolved. A Sigma man doesn't rust, he refines. Weakness fades in the shade, strength blazes in the sun. Are you standing still or stepping up? This wasn't a lecture, it was a gauntlet thrown at your feet. You've seen the 11 traps weak men stumble into, blind and broken, and now the mirror's yours to face. At Sigma Male Community we don't peddle fluff, We forge warriors, men who master themselves and defy the ordinary. If this stung, if it sparked, don't just sit there, act. Reflect on where you stand, apply these truths, and rise. This channel's your crucible, your guide to stoic steel and relentless growth. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, don't miss the fire we're building. Like this video, drop a comment with your takeaway, share it with a man who needs it. The world's drowning in weakness, we're the lifeline. Be part of it.